In a direct response to U.S. President Donald Trump's attacks on the Iran nuclear deal, senior Iranian officials were in Washington, D.C. on October 14 to meet with global banking and finance officials at the World Bank WB and International Monetary Fund IMF gatherings. Iran, flustered but not deterred following Trump's decertification but not withdrawal from the nuclear accord announced at the White House on October 13, went ahead with talks arranged with several senior central bank representatives and government officials from dozens of countries. The aim was to shore up support for the November 2015 deal formerly known as the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action (JCPOA) and signed by Iran, the U.S. and 5 other major powers, and to continue with the push for the reintegration of Iranian banks into the global financial system. Progress on the latter point has proved difficult since the JCPOA came into effect because of unilateral American sanctions that bar Iranian involvement in dollar transaction. Mohammad Karzai, a senior Iranian government official and former ambassador to the UN, was quoted as saying by Mehr news agency that the Iranian delegation set out to build on several credit guarantee fund commitments signed off by countries including France, Denmark, South Korea and Italy of late. Karzai, currently head of Iran's Organization for Investment, Economic and Technical Assistance (OIEA), the main investment organization of the Islamic Republic, reportedly added that we have moved ahead with several foreign financing deals while here. He was even quoted as saying that some of our negotiations with foreign delegations have led to the sealing of final contracts, investments and financial agreements, $8 billion from South Korea, $10 billion from China and one specific deal inked in the U.S. Capitol. A South Korean line of credit worth $8 billion was finalized on the sidelines of the global banking and finance meetings. Not to be outdone, Beijing has, according to some reports, moved ahead with its own loan to the tune of $10 billion. The financing is destined for several infrastructure projects around Iran, most notably investments related to Beijing's One Belt, One Road or trade infrastructure initiative, which envisages Iran as a key transport hub on the Eurasian transport network. Without providing numbers, Karzai also said that Iranian officials were pushing ahead with Russian investment in continuing the construction of a new thermal power plant in the southern port of Bushehr in Hormozgan province. That deal, initially signed earlier this year, could see Russia's state-owned Vnesheconombank (VEB) offer a loan of €1.2 billion as part of €2.2 billion of finance approved by the Kremlin, as previously reported by BNE and Telenews. It is expected to be paid over in parts across 5 years, and is to see the building of a 1,400-megawatt thermal power plant by 2020, if all goes to plan. In all, some $14 billion in direct finance has been offered to Iran in recent months, with much of that being guaranteed by foreign governments in ways that get around U.S. banking hurdles. French state investment bank Banque Publique d'Investissement (BPI) France is to from 2018 provide €500 Minnesota in finance to French companies investing in the Iranian economy, while Austria's Oberbank signed a major finance deal with over a dozen Iranian banks based on which it is to provide €1 billion in credits to Austrian companies investing in the Iranian economy. Oberbank's financing is to utilize local commercial banks who are to use the money to lend to civil and infrastructure projects. As the 8th biggest bank in Austria, Oberbank will set out to work with low-risk projects in Iran through 14 Iranian lenders in all. They are Parsian Bank, Bank Keshavarzi Agriculture Bank, Iqtisad Novan Bank, Export Development Bank of Iran, Middle East Bank, Sepa Bank, Bank of Industry and Mine, Bank Melli Iran, Tijarat Bank, Bank Melit, Bank Rafah, Saman Bank and Karafaran Bank.